welcome in. Today on HHS TV, we have one incredible show for you today, including a weather report with Mr. Warren, a video regarding the senior prom, a report on the tennis team, and we have highlights of yesterday's huge comeback softball victory versus Strathaven. That's later. Right now, live from the Harriton High School television studio in Rosemont, Pennsylvania, this is the Ram Report with Ben Feldman and Hannah Richter.
Ben Feldman.
Along with Hannah Richter.
And Ricky. Welcome to the Ram Report. Today is Friday, May 13th. It's the last day of high school for seniors.
In fact, they're probably already home sleeping by now. Let's get the show started with some weather.
I'm guest meteorologist Jameson Warren with your Ram Report weather outlook. After a 2-week stretch with rain, gray skies, and an average high temp of just 61 degrees, 13 degrees below our seasonal temps, yesterday was a warm and gorgeous day with Harriton students crowding the courtyard and the grassy knoll outside the art room, soaking up the vitamin D with nearly 80-degree high temps. Today will be a transition day weather-wise as yesterday's warm front moves out and a cold front passes through, followed by another cold front late on Saturday. With the fronts come chances for showers and thunderstorms with the possibility of brief sunshine on Saturday. High pressure will return at the top of next week, bringing with it a mix of sunshine and clouds with highs in the 50s on Sunday, warming up to the mid-60s on Monday. By the middle of next week, we will be back to mostly sunny skies with a chance of showers each day with highs and lows near our 30-year averages of 74 degrees and 54 degrees respectively for the month of May. Typically, May is one of our wettest months with precipitation averaging 3.7 inches. As of yesterday at the Philadelphia airport, they had already recorded 2.54 inches of precipitation, or 2/3 of our monthly total. While that's great news for Pennsylvania farmers, gardeners, and lawn care services, it sure has been tough to schedule our turf sports like lacrosse, baseball, and softball. Ram Reports would like to wish the seniors a fond farewell as today is their last day of classes in their high school careers. I remember 4 years ago when I joined the class of 2016 in my first day of teaching at Harriton. It's been a great ride, and we will miss you. Bon voyage, and mazel tov.
Fantastic forecast, Mr. Warren. Maybe you are actually a meteorologist in another life. Anyway, prom is right around the corner. Let's get some thoughts about prom from a few Harriton students.
No, I'm not going to prom.
Do you think it's too expensive?
Yes, it is.
Why do you think it's so expensive?
It's $100 a ticket. And then plus the after prom is about like 300 something. So, and the suit I'm going to pay for, I would be roughly estimating about $1,000.
Wow. So yeah, what do you think about prom?
It's a great time to be and like around with your friends and have like a great time at the end of the year. But if it's too expensive, no.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Yes. Do you think it's too expensive?
Yes.
Why do you think it's so expensive?
Probably for the location because it's a Franklin Institute. And like it's, and also food.
And what do you guys think of prom?
I'm looking forward to it. I am because it's the last time we're gonna see all our friends, and it's like nice to get dressed up once in a while. But it is like super expensive, especially if you're taking like a bus or a limo and like the dress.
It's like even more ridiculously expensive.
But I'm sure it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. She's not
mostly going because of her and like one or two other friends maybe, and free food, which is always nice.
Plan on stopping by Snap Pizza Tuesday night between 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock p.m. 50% of proceeds will be going to TSA to help support the club. That's Snap Pizza Tuesday, May 17th from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. The boys' tennis team is having a good season. Now here's more.
In past years, the Harriton boys tennis team has been exceptionally successful at the league, district, and state level. The Rams have always focused on reaching their goals throughout the season. Led by Isaac Goldenberg and Eitan Ginsberg, The team had an exceptional season this year. Let's take a look at an interview with Eitan Ginsberg.
So just yesterday we came off of a great win against Lower Moreland. Back when we were in Division 2, they were our big rivals and we beat them 4-3, so it was a great effort by everyone. I think the team's really come together well. We've had everyone on the team actually. We have a unique culture where everyone plays at least one varsity match just so that we all get a chance. So we've kind of become like much more of a team than some of the other schools have, and the season's gone really well and it's been a lot of fun.
Despite the inherent challenges of the season, the Rams came up with an impressive season.
What's that? We have a special report. Let's go to the newsroom with a special report from our special Ricky Sayer.
Yesterday, after school, the Harriton Rams softball team completed a huge comeback versus Strathaven. After a rough start early in the game, the Rams were down 7-1 in the 5th. In my 3 years of filming Harriton sports, I have never seen a more incredible, stupendous comeback victory. You'll be able to watch the full game on my YouTube channel, but right now we pick up the highlights in the 5th inning on senior night. Here's Nick, Miriam, and I with the call.
This one's cracked by Robinson into the outfield, and Burchad stops for a second, and she's going to go to third. It's Robinson running to second, and Burchad is safe at third on a double by Sarah Robinson on senior day for her.
High school French broadcaster.
This one is popped up by number 7. Sonia
she goes
Grofeld
off.
is dropped in the outfield, and coming home is Rachel Burchad. So safe at first and staying at second.
Rams get
Two
one home.
runners, so it's 7-2. First and second, no one out. A little day for the Rams with second and third and no one out. And this one is popped up and tagging and going home is Leda. Here she comes, and she's going to be safe at
The 2-1 pitch.
Here it is. That one's hit hard into the center left gap, and it drops down for a big hit. It's going to be a single, and a run scores. Marsh gets the RBI single, and it's 7-4.
Rams back in this.
Definitely a manageable comeback now. This one's hit out, and it's going to be a single into the outfield, and rounding third and going home is going to be safe. And coming to third is Lena. She's safe as well. It's a double into the outfield for Sonia Grodeveld. RBI double cuts the lead to 2, and scoring for the Rams is Finnegan. This one's hit right under the pitcher's glove. It's
Base
through.
hit.
Here comes Grodeveld trying to tie the game. Here in the throw to second, holds up the runner, but it's Grodeveld to tie it at 7.
The game is tied.
And they've rallied all the way back from 7-1 to tie it.
The Rams have tied the game here at the senior day game. 7-7. The Rams come all the way back. It's a tied game in the 6th inning.
Julie Ermy. She's had 2 hits and a sac fly for an RBI today, and this is a hit in the center. And here comes.
Rounding third.
It's going to be Crumbeagle to give him the lead.
The Rams take the lead.
RBI single. Julia Ermy, the catcher, gives the Rams the lead.
Take the lead here on senior night.
Senior day. This one's hit in the center. It's going to drop. It's a base hit. And she's going to go to second here. Coming home is number 15, and they're going to try and relay, but they're not going to be a tie, and Strathaven ties the game.
The 2-1 pitch.
That one's off the glove. And coming home for the lead, Grodeveld. Out at home.
Out at home. 2 outs. Also true.
Grodeveld. This one's popped up, and it goes under the glove. Here's a throw home. Ermy can't catch it. It's under her glove, and it's safe at home, and Strathaven takes the lead, and the runner is going to advance to third. The hit by Iannello scores the leading run for Strathaven. 9-8 now. Here's a pitch from Grace Kay, hitting to past the shortstop's glove. It's a single, and the tying runner is on first. This one's hit over the glove of the shortstop. Groneveld's going to go to third. So bases loaded with 1 out for the Rams. Kylie Marsh on a single, and the winning run is at second.
Oh my gosh, Rams.
A hit could win the game. This one is popped up, and it's dropped. Groneveld's going to go home. She's going to tie the game.
Game is tied. The game is tied.
Maddie Rubin with a single in the clutch ties it. Advancing to third is going to be Ermy with a chance to win it. She's the winning run. So up to bat for the Rams is going to be Finnegan, I believe. 1-2 with 1 out. Bases loaded. They're on senior day.
Tied game.
Grace Case pitch. This one's cracked into center. Is it going to get out there? It's over the head. They score!
The
They score!
Rams win
Rams win it.
Senior night 2016. Rams win.
The
a
walk-off
great
by
game.
Finnegan wins it on the walk-off
The
single
Rams
over the head of the center fielder. And the Rams come back from 7-1 down and 9-8 down in the 8th to win it 10-9 on extra innings.
An incredible comeback win for the Rams here on senior night. I am so amazed by what I have seen.
Finnegan, the hero for the Rams.
Incredible, improbable. I just can't believe what happened right there. Rams overcoming the odds, beating Strathaven after once again a 7-1 deficit. But the Rams battled and they were able to come back, finish this game strong, and win it.
Definitely everyone really wanted to win today. It was our senior night. We wanted to win for our seniors, and it definitely started off a little slow. We were down 7-2, but definitely rallying the troops and getting us to win and come back that far. And then the back and forth at the end, it was insane, and the energy was great. So,
where do you think this ranks in some of the greatest finishes of the game? Where do you think this? Okay. Oh, okay. Tell us what you feel.
Oh my God! What? The question is what I'm not feeling. This is amazing. These brownies are great. Nanette Vonk, I love you. Happy senior night.
You give us some reaction to this game.
This was a huge win for the Rams softball team. Just so happened to be our senior day, so that's a double bonus. Shannon had a huge hit to walk off the win. We had Sochi playing center field. It was fantastic. Literally everybody. Everybody had a good play.
Where do you think this ranks in the Rams softball greatest comebacks?
This is the greatest comeback. This is number one. Greatest comeback ever, especially since it's my first year coaching.
What can you attribute the Rams being able to come back here today?
Just the camaraderie, team spirit. I mean, even though we were losing, we were down a little bit, everybody came back, everybody did their best, and it paid off. So it's wonderful.
Any questions to ask?
I gotta say, Groeneveld down the stretch pitching huge. That huge out at home plate that made this not a 10-8 game, only a 9-8 game going into the bottom of the 8th. That means the Rams win it now is a big deal, I think. Crumbeagle had a great game, I think, in outfield. I've been saying this whole time. One of the few players who saw balls hit her way who didn't have an error the whole game, and also came in the clutch here with a huge hit to tie the game for the Rams, the double with the 2 RBIs that tied the game.
Don't forget about Snap Pizza, Tuesday, May 17th from 4 to 8 p.m. Also, there's a modified schedule coming up next week. Here's another reminder.
Hi Harriton. Keystone exams are coming up next week. From Tuesday to Friday, testing will take up the first 3 hours of the day. The schedule is a bit strange, so be sure to check the schedules and announcement e-board. You might be able to come to school late on the 17th and 18th.
On behalf of the entire HHS TV crew, we wish all of the seniors the best of luck on their senior projects and life after Harriton. There is no show next week because there's no advisory next week. We'll be back on the 25th. Have a great day, everyone. Signing off, this is Hannah Richter.
And Ben Feldman.
And the Ricky Report. Thanks for watching the Ram Report.
Hey, Harriton. It's Friday the 13th. That means I finally get a chance to replay my investigative report from October. Ricky Reports is Harriton Haunted. Here we go.
Hello. On this Ricky Report, I will look into whether or not Harriton is haunted, and more importantly, why. To help answer this question, I turn to Harriton's haunt expert, Mr. Edwards. All the stories he shared with us regard the old Harriton.
Well, I'm a little bit of a investigator. I typically go into these places where I think there might be ghosts. I'll stand in the middle of a place and I'll go, I'm going to count to 3. If anybody wants their picture taken, now's the time. I was just kind of hanging around taking pictures because I had been theater producer for 7 years. And this, for example, is a slide of the very last show, the last production of the Harriton Theater Company. There's this distinct shape here and another distinct shape here. Just think it looks like someone sitting on the edge of the stage.
When Mr. Edwards rotated a picture he took from backstage, he saw this.
Look at this. Look at how the light bends. And on top of that, it's a face. The eyes are where they're supposed to be, the mouth is where it's supposed to be, and I just thought, wow, this is the last production of the Harriton Theater Company. How appropriate. One of the old people showed up.
When Mr. Edwards first got to Harriton, a fellow teacher told him something very interesting.
He was aware of a map that was on in storage at the Lower Merion Historical Society. That on it had the old the neighborhood around here, and one of the legends in the area here, the hillside, where Harriton High School is now, was this legend written, Slave's Graveyard.
So, does a slave graveyard really exist on the Harriton property? I came here to the Lower Merion Historical Society to find out. Sadly, I just found out that they're closed for the day, so I decided I would try my luck by going on the Lower Merion Historical Society's vast archives online. Now, I didn't find that map, but what I did find is an article about how the Harriton Plantation's field slaves were buried on the rise behind the Harriton House. Funny thing is, Harriton High is on that rise. Built in 1704, the Harriton House's most famous resident was the Secretary of the Continental Congress, Charles Thompson. But it was Richard Harrison, a Quaker, who owned slaves. I talked to Bruce Gill, the curator of the Harriton House, to clarify exactly where that graveyard was.
People used to see it in the 1870s, but we don't know where it is today. Well, it's certainly on the property. Harriton High School is built in the peach orchard of the original estate, but we think it's sort of at the corner where Old Gulf Road and Ithan Avenue are.
It wasn't only Mr. Edwards who saw these haunts. It was his students.
She said, I do see that thing. She also said that the old girls' locker room in the gymnasium was very troubled, and that the reason that students weren't using it anymore and no one would talk about it was because of the feelings that they had of being looked at, and that people were disturbing them when they would go in. So nobody goes in there anymore, and in fact, that's a fact. They didn't use the girls' gym locker around the time the place closed.
Now, my sister Allie, who graduated Harriton in 2007, actually confirmed that that is true. So why was the original Harriton Gymnasium haunted? Well, it turns out that 2 people died in the construction of the original Harriton Gymnasium. Mr. Perrone gave me this article from 1957. According to the article, 2 men were crushed to death by fallen girders when the roof collapsed during construction. One started to run but didn't make it. His body was found crushed beneath a girder. The other man fell with the structure and was killed instantly when he was hit on the head by one of the heavy pieces. So is Harriton really haunted? I'll let you decide. Reporting from someplace outside of Harriton High School, for HHS TV, I am Ricky Reports. Stay informed, Harriton.